Greetings, everyone. It is the Tonic Man, and this is the last podcast of 2023. So let me wish you all, first of all, a happy Hanukkah and a Merry Christmas. And who else is celebrating what else? Everybody, happy everything. And on top of that, I will not be on the podcast until mid-January, so Happy New Year, and let's hope 2024 is a much better year for all of us. Here is the good news. This is a tremendous call. I cannot believe this lady who has done so much under the circumstances of her health issues. Last month, we had an incredible call. This month is another incredible call. I just can't believe it. And you know what? All of you listening and all your friends could contribute these same kind of calls. They are so important for other people to understand just how magnificent this youth solution, JC Tonic, really is. For all you new folks, you probably are not up to speed on a lot of things, but my father began commercializing this in 1943. That's 80 years, and it has been used successfully. And guess what? Everybody who drinks one bottle will get positive benefits on the first bottle. Something will happen good. Maybe you won't even notice it or recognize it, but the body will begin to start regenerating itself. We call it the youth solution because, in point of fact, that is what it is doing. It's making your body younger. It is rolling back time, believe it or not. And it does it by balancing the systems, the organs, everything in the body that gets out of balance as we get older. It's like rolling your car along and you feel a shimmy in the wheel. If you don't have it repaired, it'll continue to shimmy more and more until, if you leave it long enough, I guarantee you the wheel will roll right off. It'll break the axle. And that's what people are doing to their bodies until they get to a doctor because they're in a crisis. So 40, 50, 60 years old, they start going to the doctor, and that's because they have allowed those systems to get out of balance. In my particular case, I'm 86 now, and I still don't take systemic meds, and my systems and organs are all pretty much in balance. They're not perfect, but they're a lot more perfect than most people at my age because I've been drinking the JC. The JC Tonic, the youth solution. I truly believe, well, I don't have to believe, we have proof. There was a photo of Ruthie that we published a few weeks ago, the photo of her at 59 compared to the photo of her at 83 or 84. I guarantee you the photo of 59 should have been the 84-year-old picture, and the photo of 84 should have been the 59-year-old picture. Go look at it. Or if you haven't seen it and you're brand new to our wonderful organization, call 800-JC-TONIC, and we will send that out to you ASAP to your email, or text if you like. So I don't want to continue. Well, I do want to continue because all of this, what I'm telling you, is so important, and there is so much more. But we have this call that we want to get underway, and Tammy is going to tell you things that you're just not going to believe. So let me not wait a moment longer. Here she is. Tammy, come and tell everybody what's going on in your life. We want to hear everything, how old you are, how it was before, how long ago, how much you drink, everything. Anything and everything is good. This is all done for one reason only, Tammy. It's to pass along to other people who just cannot believe that one product can do it all. And in point of fact, it does. But when they hear a few testimonials, they start thinking, well, look, if it worked for those 2 or 3 or 10 people, why not me? And they give it a try. And
Exactly.
99.5% or 99.9% find that it does work.
Yeah, and it does. I questioned at first. My name's Tammy. I live in California. I'm 59 years old, disabled, and had 7 mini strokes. It's been about 7 years ago, but I have also 2 master's degrees, one in psychological counseling and one in social work. I work for the Loma Linda University Church part-time. I've been there since I had the strokes.
How many years ago was the stroke?
It's been 7, but I'm getting better over time. It had caused like a speech impediment, learning disability.
You don't have any speech impediment now.
I used to stutter. It was bad, but
Yeah.
I have ASD, ADHD, and I'm still working on a learning disability, which is kind of due to my autism.
Oh, and you're autistic as well?
Yeah.
Was that caused by the stroke or birth?
Diagnosed an adult. No, not because of the stroke. No, I've had a developmental disability most of my life, which causes a learning disability. And this is a developmental disability that I've had anyways.
Well, you have all this education. Did that happen when you were younger, I guess, before the stroke?
Yeah. Yes. Oh, yes. Well.
And were you autistic then?
Well, I wasn't diagnosed. I've had all the symptoms throughout with the ADHD and was diagnosed late as an adult.
You were able to do all that education under those circumstances.
Well,
Holy cow.
you can excel in certain areas, and so I could hyper-focus, and if it was something of interest, I could divert 100% of my attention. My struggle was writing and speaking in front of the class, giving speeches and stuff. I had to work 5 times as hard as your average student, but I did it.
No kidding. I mean, that's amazing. And you were a B student on top of that. Wow.
And I think that I'm going to chalk it up to continuing using JC Tonic. I started about 3 months ago. I was taking 1 ounce a day. And right off the bat, I noticed the improvement with my heartburn, my digestion, being more regular, a calmness, actually. And I don't know why. Nobody told me to, but, I know what it was. I listened to your podcast. I think you have them like once a month.
Yes.
And I heard a couple of people say, I take 2 ounces. And I thought, I'm going to take 2. Let me just see, can't hurt. The taste isn't bad. And so I've been taking 1 ounce in the morning and 1 ounce at night. So when I get up, when I'm getting ready to go to bed.
And that extra ounce a day has changed a lot of things?
Yes. I've noticed a big change. I have more energy. I'm more focused, less anxiety. I feel my executive functioning is improved. My ADHD symptoms aren't as severe. I'm able to pay closer attention to detail, complete tasks. Because ADHD, well, at least me, I'll start something and go on to the next, and I look behind me and I have a paper trail. But anyways, I now can start something, finish it. This improvement just in the last 45 days.
Was that since drinking 2 ounces a day, only in the last week?
Yeah, I've really noticed, I'm still taking the same medications. So that was the other thing. So I had the mini strokes. I was put on 2 blood pressure pills, and I'm only taking 1 now. My blood pressure has lowered just in the last 3 months to where I only have to take 1 pill.
Wow.
Instead of 2. Yes, 2 pills. And so I started taking 2 pills and taking JC Tonic. Then I started taking the 2 ounces, and my readings went down like 145, 150 to 115, 120. And
wow.
I'm trying to get synthetic drugs, and I think JC Tonic's an answer. I mean, I'm not going to do it overnight. It's a gradual process, and that's what I'm saying. My memory's getting better, but JC Tonic is helping, and I'm actually applying for a PhD program in developmental disabilities and autism, and I bet you money, and I'm just throwing this out there to your folks, when I get into this program, I'm doing a research paper or dissertation, do a case study on autistic individuals using JC Tonic and doing like a 3, 6, 9 month type of follow-up and coming up with a conclusion that a large percentage of those individuals taking the tonic have improved.
This paper is going to be on autism, correct?
Developmental disabilities and autism. I'm just saying I really think you guys are onto something. I know you've had it out there for like 40, 50 years, but I don't think you have the research.
No, you're right, 100%, and that's always been the most difficult part because, first of all, in the usual medical community, it's total disbelief, and they don't realize
and they want
that.
To see research. They want to see research.
But they don't believe in it to begin with because they've all been trained not to believe in an alternative, but only in the orthodox. And so most people that you speak to in any medical capacity, they still call it snake oil type of thing. And it's very difficult to get anybody to do something like that. But let me tell you, if you want to do that, we're with you 1,000%.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's something to consider. I'm just saying I would love to contribute to backing up your product.
Perfect. We don't have to consider it. It's done. When you're ready, let us know.
Yeah, it's going to be like next year, though. My brother lives in Texas. I'm in the process of moving there. I'm looking at fall 2024 starting. So, it's a big move from California to Texas.
Well, Tammy, I can tell you that probably about 20 years ago, I spoke to a fellow who had a 9-year-old son who was autistic from birth. And he had been preparing him vitamins and minerals in a smoothie every morning. And he asked, did I think it would work? And I said, would it ever? I said, but the taste is a little different, so bury it somewhere because if they don't like the taste, they'll never drink it again. He put a couple of ounces in the smoothie every morning, and I talked to him just not very long ago, and his son is now 31. And growing up after 9 years old, more and more his son would be less and less autistic in his mannerisms when compared to others in the autistic community. And now he said he's 31, he's living with 3 other fellows in an apartment, they're self-sufficient. He said it's difficult to even think that maybe he's autistic, just like you are. I would never think you're autistic.
Yeah, a lot of people think autistics are nonverbal, and but there's the high end, and actually, now it's on the DSM-4. It's actually a diagnosis, and adults are being diagnosed now. I'm almost 60. Back in the 60s, when I was in school, you didn't hear about ADHD and autism. That was, I didn't know anybody with it. So now it's acceptable. They're seeing there's a rainbow, a high-end, low-end. They call it the spectrum. And the school I'm going to go to, University of Northern Texas in Denton, has an autistic research center. And that's why I thought maybe I could help me get
great.
It. Yeah. So I'm okay with the taste, but like a friend of mine, I'm trying to get her, she had a knee problem, and she don't like the taste. Number one, she hasn't taken a pill in her life. I'm eating supplements, you know what I mean? So
yeah, but that's the American thing, the taste, because everybody's so hooked on sugar and salt and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You can tell that person mix it in their favorite juice and water and coffee and tea. We've had people mixing it in booze.
I didn't know you could put it in tea and coffee.
Yeah, some people even make a tea out of it, and they drink it hot like that.
Okay, and then also I wanted to add that my doctor, Melissa Frost, she's a nurse practitioner and into alternative holistic the supplements and
Sure.
And she's the one that recommended this to me. Also, her father is 78 and diagnosed with dementia, and she started giving it to him a month or 2 months ago. And little things like he needed assistance before getting up and out of bed or into his chair. Sometimes he gets up, he like remembers how to do it.
Have you gotten our weekly newsletter?
No,
Well, you should. Do you have your email with us? You'll look at it later, and if not, you call me. But if you scroll all the way to the bottom of that email, it's a weekly one we put on. We have audio success stories of just about every health issue, dementia, blood sugar, blood pressure, cholesterol, reproductive problems, hot flashes. I mean, name it, it's there.
I clicked on something, and it had like autism and...
That's the written one on our website. These are audio.
Okay.
Text me your email after we ring off, and I'll make sure we get a special email out to you, because those are 2-minute testimonials, and you just forward them either by text or by email to people who suffer of those things. When they hear 2 or 3 stories, they're apt to want to give it a try,
On a personal level, you can say, oh, yeah, it helps my blood pressure, my cholesterol.
Well, talk about those other things, because, Tammy, we have a really great little program for everybody who's a consumer. Every time they refer somebody, from that time on, every bottle that person buys, the people who referred it will get a $5 credit in their account. We have tons of people who are drinking free every month, 2, 3, 4 bottles, because they spread the word around.
I am on disability. I work part-time minimum wage.
Well, good. So this will be a big help for you to drink for free.
I'm almost drinking 2 bottles a month. It's costly for me, yeah.
You're drinking 2 bottles a month now?
Well, I'm just saying 2 ounces now, which is a bottle a month. That's $70. That's a lot of money to me.
Okay, yeah, but if you're drinking 2 bottles a month, well, we have an automatic shipment every month of 3 bottles for $150. There's already a saving of $50 if you're buying 2 bottles. And if you sell 1 bottle for the regular $75 retail, look, it'll pay for half of your order. So, I mean, think about that, and I can talk to you at length another time if you want, when you have time, and go over a few ideas how you can spread the word and drink free. That's the first thing we teach our distributors anyway, but even just regular consumers.
I think my doctor is a distributor.
Yeah, but even if you don't want to be a distributor, you can still partake of this. And we have distributors, but probably 75% of our volume is people, they don't want to be a distributor, but they want to drink the product, and they share it with a few friends here and there, and that's about it. But so everybody can get a little discount.
Yeah, gotcha.
So let's just get back to your success story. Did you basically cover it, or is there something that you would like to add?
Yeah, one other thing I didn't talk about is I hurt my back 2 different times this year. I don't know, like in May and June, and chronic pain. Yeah, I was taking pain pills and muscle relaxers and anti-inflammatory. Oh, my pain levels, I was scale 1 to 10. I was like a 9, and I actually had to go do physical therapy. And anyways, this tonic, my pain, I'm not as achy. I have a little arthritis, and I do walk every day. JC Tonic, I'm more energized, and I walk 3 miles in the morning. I am a little overweight, but my pain levels have improved.
How much are you overweight?
Well, I'm 5'10", large frame. I'm like 50 pounds overweight. In good shape,
This works to rebalance your metabolism, and over time, watch and see, it'll be like a pound, then another pound, and you don't realize it, but 3 months later, all of a sudden, it's 10 pounds, but it's healthy loss of weight. It's not unhealthy.
That's what I mean. I've had a gradual loss, and I do see a dietitian every 30 days and get weighed in, and she's noticed even my color, my complexion, I look more lively. I don't look ghostly or I kind of look pale and stressed and
now
tired.
You have a little color in your face.
A little glow to me. And the other thing I wanted to add, one last thing, and I'll close, is I've had the first 3 COVID vaccinations and have suffered side effects. One of them is chronic inflammatory disease, which includes dry eye syndrome. And since I started taking the 2 ounces, my eyes are not dry anymore. I still use eye drops 2 times a day, but I was using eye drops, I swear, 15 times a day. That's how dry eyes I had. I had cataract surgery last year, and my eyes were so dry I couldn't even get a reading on my cornea. I had to go back a month later. Anyways, my vision's better. I don't have the dry eye, and the JC Tonics help digest. I'm not as bloated. Anyways, that's everything that's been happening.
Well, those are all the important things in most people's lives. Poor digestion, bloating, not having regular bowel movements, and sleeplessness and stress, and all those things disappear pretty quickly when you're on the tonic, and I see some of those things are disappearing in your life as well.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you mentioned the eyes. I and thousands of people have been dropping the tonic in the eye. I do mine a couple of times a week. I used to do it once a week. I do it a little more often now. But you take an eyedropper or a little squeeze bottle with a dropper, and you drop a drop in the corner of the eye. It smarts a little bit because it's an alkaline pH.
Oh, great. I'm going to try it. Follow up on me on that.
Yeah, 100%. You'll see how it affects the eye positively. If it burns a little too much, it's only for seconds. It's only for seconds.
Yeah, I'll try it. I just thought it could only orally take it.
No. And it's great for skin irritations or bruises or rashes or whatever, or you get bitten by mosquitoes, rub it on in no time. It doesn't bother you anymore. It's really incredible.
It's mosquitoes, a bug bite here and there. Okay, I'm going to put one on my mosquito bites.
Yeah,
I didn't
absolutely.
Know you don't put this on your website.
Well, I know there's just so much, but people look at you like if you're a nut, and they've been calling me a nut for 50 years that I've been talking about it. But look, out of 10 people, 8 of them think I'm crazy, and 2 of them try it, and they have a miraculous result. Maybe that's why it's called JC Tonic. By the way, in case you don't know it, we give a free bottle for everybody who contributes to our testimonials, and so that'll go in your next order, a free bottle.
Okay. Yeah, I got to order. I think I'll do the 3 bottles because, like I said, I could use it for a lot of other things. So, yeah, so 2
Well, the retail for 1 bottle is $75.95. For 2 bottles, it's $135.95, so that's about $68 a bottle. If you get on the 3-bottle automatic shipment every month, you get 3 bottles for $150, so that's $50 a bottle. So if you're selling a bottle at $75, sell a couple of bottles for $75 each. Your whole auto ship is paid for, and you have a bottle left for yourself for free.
Okay. And do
that every month, and in 6 months you'll have 25 people as customers. And if you send them directly to the company to purchase so they get it directly, you continue to get the $5. But in my humble opinion, if they're around you and you can meet them and say hello and give them the bottle and they give you the cash and you explain how it works, all that is really, really great stuff. It's like having a phone call with you.
A lot of other things it does, and that gives me more power to, more things to promote.
That's right.
With.
That's right.
Yeah. So thank you.
Okay, my dear. It's a pleasure. And this phone number of mine, the 702, is my direct number. You're welcome to use it anytime. You also are welcome to give it to anybody who doesn't believe you. And you just tell them, I happen to be on the phone with the founder of the company. And they're going to say, what? You're on the phone with the founder? And say, yeah, you can too. Here's his number. You can call him and talk to him. He'll call you back. And tell them to leave a message that Tammy said to call. I get back to everybody within a day or 2. And I'm happy to do it. And I don't care if they buy or they don't buy. It's not for that. If they need info and want to know more, I'm happy to do it.
Yeah, because some of my friends are older, like late 60s, 70s, and older than almost 60. But anyways, they're a little more cautious.
Well, tell them not to be concerned about age. I'm 86.
Oh, I'm trying to talk my mom into taking it. She says it's too expensive. She's 83, and I told her you were going to interview me. She's like, why? And I said, this product I've been taking is really helping. And I said, Melissa wants you to take it. My doctor, I'm telling my mom this. I go, her dad's taking it. Get memories improving. Anyways, it's a work in process.
I'm going to email you this call so that you can have it and you can re-listen, and anything that I may have said that could be helpful to you, you can note. Let your mother listen to it and tell her she's welcome to call me too. I'll go through everything with her and explain why it may help her as well.
But my friend's husband, he's 71, real bad possible knee replacement, and I've heard one of those testimonies of a guy who had knee replacement who recovered twice as quickly as a regular person not taking the tonic.
The doctors were beside themselves. In 3 months, his wounds were healed. He was dancing, and they couldn't believe it.
That. Yeah. But his first comment was, I don't like taking medication, and especially if it doesn't taste good. So I think he drinks scotch or something like that, some liquor. Offered that, coffee, tea, and the smoothie thing. So when you say smoothie, what, like?
Well, you put stuff in a blender with juice or whatever, or a little ice cream for youngsters, and you put in protein and fresh fruit like that, and some wheat germ oil. And, I have a daughter who's now 37. She's been doing it since she's been in school, and she still does it every day. She makes herself a smoothie, and she always puts in a couple ounces of the JC Tonic along with her protein and fresh fruit, and buzzes off to work and drinks it on the way.
I'm okay with the taste myself. So I'd rather just drink it, you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, but we've spoken about a half a dozen people who all don't like the taste, because in America, most people have a problem with the taste. So, yeah, put it in the guy's whiskey.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, Tammy, here's a story to tell him. There was a lady that called a number of years ago. She said, my husband works hard. He comes home 5:30. He hits his whiskey, and in an hour or so before we can even sit down and eat, he's angry. He's screaming at me. She said, do you think this would help his attitude? I said, sure. He'll need a couple ounces a day. So she bought a whole bunch of bottles and called me 2 weeks later, said, well, it's not working. I said, well, it's not very long. It's only 2 weeks. How much does he drink a day? Well, she said he won't drink it. Long story short, she called back about a month or so, 6 weeks later. She was all excited. She said, my husband is nice as pie. And I said, what did you do? She said, I took his whiskey bottle, I took out half of it, and I poured half with JC Tonic, and now every time he takes a shot, half of his shot is JC Tonic. He never realized it, and now it worked, and he's nice as pie.
Cool.
So there you go.
One more thing, Anthony. Get a research project behind your product.
I'd love it. I'll support you any way we can. Go for it. Absolutely.
Okay, I'll keep it in the works.
We can talk about it later, but if you do something like that and do it under a controlled kind of a study, we'll give the tonic free of charge to all the people that want to.
That was the other thing. I'm talking more parents with autistic children. Most parents, at least out here in California, are very turned off to synthetic medication for kids. If you could supply the product for like a 1-month study or whatever, and their kids can put it in a smoothie, I think parents would be willing. And then if that works with the small sample, that could spread into other autistic communities as a treatment option for autistic kids.
100%, and I'm all for it, and anytime you want to do it, if you need me to talk to people about it, great. Yeah. I'm ready, willing, and able.
Sounds good, Anthony.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Tammy. Thanks very, very much for the call. And keep on drinking, and don't forget, you take an ounce and you feel the bounce.
I took the 2. Usually I take 1 at night, but I did take 2 before this presentation. Okay. Talk to you later, Anthony.
Thank you, my dear. Right. Bye now. So there you have it, everyone. Once again, a magnificent phone call There is so much in there that you can share with your family and friends, because you probably all know people who have some of those problems that Tammy was talking about. And what an accomplishment that she has actually done and what she is heading for. There's that old saying, I've been using it for years, if the dream is big enough, the facts don't count. And I know that belongs to someone. I heard it from somebody 25 years, 40 years ago. If the dream is big enough, the facts don't count. So folks, thank you very much. Another year has gone by. Don't forget, send all your friends to listen to this call. And they can call this number right now and re-listen to it. 562-349-7009. And the access code is 114-3926 #. Pass that phone number around and have everybody listen to it. Thanks again. See you next year. And don't forget, take an ounce and feel the bounce.
JC Tonic is a natural drink filled with 18 herbs that will change your life. They work together to restore your energy, detoxify your bloodstream, and purifies your entire system.
Uric Classic Whole Body Tonic is a dietary supplement, not a drug. Therefore, it is useful to affect the structure and or function of your body in various ways. But it is not intended to and will not cure, mitigate, treat, or prevent any disease. Individual testimonials may not be representative of everyone's experience and do not constitute scientific evidence. Uric Corporation does not make any drug or treatment claims for its product.